Okay, shout out to Farahthefrequency. If y'all don't know who that is, go follow her page. She's amazing. But I was thinking about, and I just woke up from a nap, so, and then my throat is sore. I think I'm catching something. Anyway, I woke up from a nap, so that's why I look rough. But I was thinking about something she was saying, which ties into something I've been thinking about all week. Like where, no, this is my thoughts based off of that was triggered by what she said. You follow me? So I was thinking about, like, where does my thing about speaking to people really start? Because as an adult, I've had to adapt to be able to speak to people really well and put in any given scenario if I have enough energy. I could talk to people so easily. I can get them to open up to me. I can make them feel comfortable. And that has come from years. Being a salesperson. I don't know if I could sell you anything, but I can get you comfortable enough to at least look at what I'm selling. But I know that came after so many years of observation, so much trial and error, so much seeing what works with people, so much of seeing how to make people open up and how to make people be softer to me. Because whenever I would walk into a room, it would either, if I walked into the room with myself, there would a lot of times be this immediate iciness. Like the whole room, I wouldn't say the whole room, but a lot of people would be adverse to me automatically until I opened my mouth. If I just walk into a room and just being myself and sit down, a lot of the things that I would get is, or when I would finally talk to them, is that, oh, when I first saw you, I thought you were a bitch. Not met. Saw. Not talk to me. Saw. When I first saw you, I thought you were a bitch, but you're really cool. I cannot tell you how many times I've heard that fucking term, all the way from childhood up to an adulthood. Or when I first met you, I wasn't sure when I first met you, but after meeting you, you're really cool. And then it would either be that really harshly, or I would have fans, not fans, but fans in a way, where people would meet me and they would immediately just want to, like, I want to be your friend. Or I'm like, it's usually, that whole thing when you're adopted by an extrovert. It's like, I want to be your friend. I want to know you. Who are you? What are you doing? Can I ask you all these fucking questions? No, get the fuck away from me. Get away from me. Like, a lot of my friends in the past I've met that way. People who were like instantly pulled in. I'm like, what is it? Like, why would you even want to? Like, I don't know. You just seemed interesting. Because I didn't say anything? Because most of the time I walked in the room and I said nothing. And it was just always this very polarizing thing. And if there were people in the middle, they wouldn't say anything, so I wouldn't know. But even in my last major job, which I was kind of glad about this because I work with a lot of men. And one of the guys that I was talking to, he was like, these guys out here are scared of you. I'm like, why? All of them? Yeah, pretty much all of them. I literally smile. I say hello. I'm kind. He's like, well, the ones I wasn't kind to know exactly why the fuck I wasn't kind to them. Ask them why I'm not kind to them, and they will tell you reluctantly. But anyway, because they was assholes. But a lot of these, I don't have issues with any of these guys. Why would they be? And I realize a lot of times now from this perspective, it's because even when I'm not doing anything, my energy, I think, sees into people in ways that they don't want to be seen. which is ironic because that's how I feel most of the time. Like, I hide because I don't want you to see what's going on in the background. In the background, I'm very unsure of what the fuck I'm doing. In the background, I am low-key crashing out or high-key crashing out, like most likely high-key crashing out. And I'm just not feeling at my best. When I'm feeling at my best, I could care less. But when I'm not feeling at my best, and that's a thing with my brain or with my thoughts or something, when it comes to looking people in their eye, I find it, number one, my mom, you look people in the eye when they talking to you. Straight down the barrel. You don't look down at the floor, you look at people, because my tendency was to look down at the floor. She would always tell me, pick your head up. But the floor is so much more interesting. There's so much shit going on the ground that you don't even realize. Like, I have no interest in the people. It's like when I look back at shit as a kid, it's like, and this is going way off. What the fuck? I'm gonna bring it back. Just keep it. Just bear with me. When I was a kid, there was this, I guess, way of curiosity and also way of separatism, where I found it very comforting to be in my own world. I was basically an only child because both of my siblings are way older than me. So I guess I had to, which I never, it didn't matter until I got a little bit older, but, and then there was this really openness. Like, I wanted to be everybody's friend. I wanted to know everyone, that curiosity. But I soon figured out harshly that the way I saw the world was not how everybody else saw the world at all. I feel like it was my nature to be curious, to want to make friends, and also that's, like I said, when I got older and, you're a little kid, you want someone to play with, things like that. I wanted to know people, and this is bringing up some pain for me, because there was that natural, pure, just wanting to know people. And then I found out how mean people are, like how mean children were. Like, if you weren't doing what everyone else were doing, you were lame, or you were whatever. I'm sorry, I got popcorn. That's gonna annoy me. Anyway, you were just not it. And the higher, especially with girls, there was always this weird higher, lower archy type thing. That's one of the reasons why I just couldn't really stand being around women too much, especially as an adult. It's just weird. Like, I don't get it. Like, when it comes to guys, it's so much easier. There is that amongst them, I guess, in a way, but not in a way. There is, but from a woman being with a bunch of guys, like, that I actually want to talk to, not a bunch of weirdos, but a bunch of cool guys, it's just easier because there's none of that hierarchy shit. It's all jokes. It's all crazy. Men talks about the craziest shit, off the wall shit, and it's so refreshing, versus women who's afraid to talk about off the wall shit because of how we see each other and this cliquishness. And I picked that up right away as a kid, and it's like, I realized very early that I could not keep up with that. I could not be cool. I couldn't be with it, what everybody else was doing. I just could never be that girl. So I kind of not made it my business. What's the word? I just never tried. And I only hung out with friends who understood that I was not cool. Like, my best friend in elementary school, like 6th grade on up. We were best friends in pre-K and kindergarten, and then she left and she came back. But anyway, my best friend, she she didn't care. She knew that I was not cool, that I was not with anything. She knew that I never knew what the fuck was going on. I never know what the music is going on. I don't know anything about the dances. Number one, I have older parents, so that's the first thing. So we have 97.9 bump. Well, 97.9 The Box Houston. You know what I'm saying? We ain't have none of that shit bumping in the radio. Okay, it was Magic 102 and the gospel channel, whatever that was. And I honestly had no interest in it. Like, all of my interest was in shit that had nothing to do with what the other children were doing. I didn't care about learning the new fun dance because I didn't care about the fun dance. Like, I thought it was stupid. It looked stupid, I thought what I did was so much better, and everybody would disagree. But when I think about just trying to connect with people like that, I remember just talking about the things that I was interested in, and that, or just not even just things that I was interested in, just talking in general, and just seeing the faces just go from excited to just like their eyes glazed over. They don't want to hear it. They don't care. For someone like me, that is like the ultimate rejection. It's like they didn't have to say anything. Just, I knew that by the time I stopped talking, no one was listening. And their eyes were glazed over. Like, when is she going to stop talking? And I just stopped talking to people after that, like, really. Because I realized, like, these people really aren't my friends. Like, really early on, like, really, really quickly, like, within the first few moments, or within a first little while, especially when I was, like, in first grade. I remember I had friends. I remember Shania. I don't even know if she remembers that. She's a teacher now. It was so funny. But she was really popular. I also remember I had a way of adjusting myself to not make any waves. Because if I was my full self, I would either be ganged up on by people or would be seen too much to eventually be ganged up on. You get what I mean? Like, so, yeah, I remember, like, I have some memories, like kindergarten. It's like, I can't remember exactly what they were, but I remember that feeling of like, oh my God, like, of the potential of all of these kids not liking me and what that could mean. And I would see it happen to other kids too. Like, if a bunch of kids decided that they did not like a person, they would bully them. And me, I was not the type to be bullied. Like, don't get me wrong, I had a few bullies, people who wanted to be my bullies in school, but I was way too... Because some people, for their fight or flight, like, I would notice, like, some kids, they would be like this. And then other kids would be, like, doing that screaming match. They just be, like, frozen. Or other kids actually fight. For me, it was something in between flight and fight. It's like, I tell you, it's the rage. I remember feeling that real young. The rage of feeling like stuck, or like I couldn't, not that I couldn't do something, but like if a bunch of people are ganging up on me, my mind is like, okay, I can't fight them all. So what can I do to deflect the situation and get them back later? Just like that rage of, it wasn't even like I wanted to fight them, like I really wanted to see them die. Like I wanted to kill them. And the first time I got in a school fight, I wanted to kill that little girl. I didn't want to fight her. I wanted to kill her. Like, if I had something in my hand, she would have died that day. Like, that's why I never engage in shit like that, because the rage is so crazy. Like, it's so, that day, that was the first time the rage just took over. And I just never like to allow myself to get to that, like, that powerless feeling. That's what it is, feeling powerless. And so I learned that, I felt that people don't care about what I have to say. And it wasn't just from children, it was from adults, because I was born in a family full of, I'm at 15 minutes, God. I was born in a family full of older people. All of my siblings, I had 2 siblings. They're both way older than me. One of them is turning 50 this year. That's how old. All of my cousins were way older than me, way, like, in their 60s and 70s old. First cousins. So I was born, like, literally I have one cousin. Well, I have, like, one cousin on my dad's side that's younger than me, and then I have, like, maybe 3 that's younger than me on my mom's side. And that's because they came way, way later, you know? It's like a 10-year gap almost between me and them. And so I was, like, really, like, right in the nowhere, you know? And so adults don't care about what kids have to say. In the 90s, shut the fuck, like, girl, go sit down, shut the fuck up. Don't nobody want to hear that. So I feel like I got it from both sides. No one was ever interested in the shit that I had to talk about. No one ever really cared about what I had to say, or what I had to say wasn't interesting enough. And me doing these videos is combating those feelings, like, whether it's interesting enough or not. Like, I've literally, I think, had to kind of become a little bit of a, I can say narcissist, not a narcissist. I am a little bit of a narcissist, though. I can recognize that in myself, but I'm kind of okay with that, because everybody's whatever they are. But a little bit of a, it's a word for it, but I can't think about it. It's where I just don't care what anybody thinks anymore in some areas of my life. Either you like it or you don't. I've gotten comfortable in that space of, okay, nobody cares, that's fine. But when it comes to being in front of people and just having that thing run in my back, like, what can I say? And just, how can I be authentically myself and not have that play in the background? Because it automatically turns on. Like, if I'm meeting someone, like, even if I'm at work and, you know, like a manager or something comes up to me in one of my stores, I'm like, hi, how you doing? Like, it just automatically cuts on. And it's like that with anybody that I'm talking to that I don't know. And it's like, I don't want it to, because it's not, it's just a mask, you know? And just getting past that, what I'm doing is, like, what I'm doing is important. What I'm doing matters. And whether they like it or not is not my business. And me putting things out into the world is, on the internet, is a way that I can combat that. And me, the idea of speaking in front of people and just seeing their faces, like, or this is the flip side, or seeing their faces and they like it. No, because that means you're going to want more from me. That means you're going to expect more from me, and the next time for it to be the same way. I can't guarantee that for you. Like, I can't guarantee that for you. But even more so, I don't like the idea of people depending on me, because I can guarantee you I'm going to disappoint you at probably a few times, because there's going to be plenty of ways our eyes do not meet. And I know this because when it comes to friends, I have had a wide variety of friends that likes a lot of different things, because I can never find people who like the shit that I like fully. I'm a very widely encompassed person of likes and things that I enjoy, you know, from the whole spirituality thing to straight up death metal cutting niggas' necks off. You know what I'm saying? Like, just so wide. And I can never find people who likes all of the shit. Like, who have it's like, they don't even have to like the shit that I like, but just have a ton of curiosities and a ton of different things that they like to get involved in, like, in their mind. Like, I feel like people just tend to just like one thing, one this, one that, or just a few. I'm like, I want all the shit. I like all the shit. You know? And I could never find that. And so it's like, I've had to quarter myself off into different pieces and sections of me to be friends with certain people. With anybody, really. Everybody that I've been friends with, I've had to really adjust myself or turn some things off to be friends with them. And so I don't be friends with nobody. Don't get me wrong, I have some friends, but not close friends. So I'm just friends with nobody because it's comfortable, it's peaceful. I don't have to worry about them being like, but anyway, like that part, that really sets me off. Like, when I'm talking and then they like, well, anyway, bitch, you this version of me right now, bitch, fuck you. Straight up, fuck you and your shit, and I don't give a fuck about what you talk. Don't call me no more. Like, that hurts my feelings so much. Like, I will literally never speak to you again. But anyway, this is 22 minutes, so I'm gonna take my ass on, do whatever the hell I was finna do. It's like 11 o'clock, ain't it? Oh, it's almost 12. Oh, how am I going back to sleep? I took a nap. Anyway, I haven't been feeling good. I love you. Bye.